We start on the first of those 2 laps. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Right, it's Finn Zulauf who starts on pole position with Hugo Sasser alongside him. Welcome back, Hugo Sasser. Welcome back, Pro Sport Racing. Leighton Fury from South Africa. Thomas Gore from Jamaica. What a great qualifying for him on row 2 of the grid. Row 3, Ivan Eccleshick has Mark Di Fulgentio for company. On row 4 is Max Kronberg and Jan Philipp Springhob. On row 5, Luca Bosco. Welcome back, Luca, after that injury at the Red Bull Ring. Has Simon Birch for company. Championship leader Gabriel Piana starting 11th on the grid with Leon Vassither alongside. Then Philip Goglock took his first ever win at the Red Bull Ring as Andreas Jochimsen for company. Adrian Richney and Tano Neumann occupy row 8 of the grid. On row 9, Niels Truger and Max Wimmer. And on row 10 of the grid, we have Tom Edgar from Great Britain and Gianni van der Kratz. Another was involved in that very bruising first lap at the Red Bull Ring last time out. Marcus Eichscheller has Lachlan Robinson for company on row 11. You are heading to the scene of the accident. Are you ready? The penultimate race of the season, race 11, is go! And it is a great start from Finn Zulauf. Hugo Sasser slotting into 2nd place. Leighton Fury in that 3rd place car scattering around turn 1. We've got yellow flags out at the moment. So I don't know why the yellows are waving for the cars. I think there's a bonnet up on Springhob's car. Tano Neumann going spinning as well. So I think we're probably going to be bringing them around and starting again here. Red Bull Ring. Right, let's just have a look here first. Cars all in order as they cross the line. So they were anticipated this well and got the jump on Hugo Sasser, who has not anticipated it well. So a big gap as they cross the line. We're back under green flag conditions. To remind you, there is a mandatory pit stop and driver change that normally takes place 25 minutes into the race. Well, there's a window that opens to 10 minutes, 25 minutes into the race, and during that window, every car needs to come in for a mandatory stop and driver change. It will be slightly later as we look at the Wimmer Werk car moving to the inside. Even Eccleshick, the winners earlier on in the season, finding a route past Tommy Gore. Also there, Mark Di Fulgentio in the Mercedes has had a couple of 2nd places. One at the Red Bull Ring last time out, one at the Norris Ring. Now challenging on the inside of Mark Di Fulgentio. Made that look fairly easy. Di Fulgentio coming back, but has to be careful. Track limits on turn 1. So heading towards turn 2 now, and then onto the Parabolica section of the track. Turn 5 that is taken absolutely flat out. We're just working our way around turn 4 at the moment. Now onto the Parabolica, the turn 5 section, but taken absolutely flat. Along turn 5 they come in towards the hairpin of turn 6. The heavy braking of the hairpin. And here we come into that hairpin, under braking. There is Simon Birch, well clear now. Look behind him. It's Gabriel Piana trying to make a challenge, trying to push forwards. He was showing up in 9th place at the moment. Luca Bosco caused him to lose a little bit of pace. So Piana will see that and will be trying to pick his way forwards. There is Max Kronberg, the driver who is leading in the trophy rankings. Tano Neumann there once again. The 7th place, Max Kronberg. Mark Di Fulgentio starting to get impatient. Launches it to the inside, has that gap. But Kronberg, the faster outside line, the outside becomes the inside. Kronberg still holding on to that 7th place for all he's worth. So Mark Di Fulgentio cuts back to the inside out of turn 17. Very quick drivers, both of them with a fair amount of clear track in front of them. It might well be that some of these cars in traffic as Simon Birch loses the back end all on his own. The car spins around onto the gravel. Well, he's kept it out of the barriers on turn 16. The very slippery drag strip, which is like ice. He gives it a wobble, make sure there's 4 wheels on the wagon. I can confirm there are. He's now going to have to wait for the whole field to come past. That's 15th gone past, 16th. Well, you saw that there, so something just breaking on the car. And part of the suspension at the back potentially, but whatever it is, the car spears off onto the drag strip. We saw it as we cut away, the flames under the car as well. So he kept it out the barrier, but certainly it's time up on car number 10 in terms of race 11 of the season, and he did well to keep that at the barrier as well. The section of track, I said it earlier, on the outside of turn 16 and 17 is used as a drag strip as well. It is unbelievably slippery. Even walking on it, it's quite easy to fall over. It is like ice, and once you're on it, you are just a passenger, and he had to wait for the rest of the field to come through. You can see there were the flames at the bottom of the car that we saw before we cut away on the brake. So they get that plumes of blue smoke. So clearly something has broken on the number 10 car. I didn't think Simon Birch was the kind of driver to just lose it just like that. And you can see most definitely breakage at the back of the car. A nice bit of drifting down the pit lane, smoke pouring out of it, but the number 10 car is done and dusted. Denny Byrne is certainly not going to get a drive in that this afternoon. He brings it into retirement. That is such a shame after such a strong run, but it kind of takes the heat off from those drivers around here, though. I mentioned earlier they're not allowed tyre changes. They are if they've got a puncture, so in he comes. It'll be Luca Link who jumps into the seat. But yeah, check out Going Pro on the corners now along the parabolica, absolutely flat out towards the hairpin. The right-hander taking the outside line. Vigentio's going to have this covered off. He's just going to go deep into the corner, isn't he? And he does exactly that. Slams the door very rudely in the face of Gabriel Piana. Is with that massive runoff area. And as Mark Di Fulgentio tries to block Piana, Piana sees the gap on the inside, under braking. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. So Mark Di Fulgentio once again giving Piana a face full of pink. That was Max Rosam, who will be taken over from Leighton Fury, as Luca Bosco. He'll get out of the car and he'll hand over to Matis Plushko. Di Fulgentio went out of the corner, trying to extract as much as he can out of that car. You can see the countdowns of all the cars that are in the pits at the moment. Finally, Piana muscles his way past the 47 of Tom Edgar. I believe it's Joe Warhurst at the wheel of that, despite what the graphic is saying. I think it's Joe Warhurst who's driving the 47 car, but either way, Piana is into the pits. Also in is the 30 of Max Kronberg. So now the cars out the front starting to pit at about the same time. Mark Di Fulgentio. And at the moment, they're going to get the silverware for second place if the race finishes now. Josef Knott, Finn Zulauf doing exactly what they need to do. I do believe those points, they say 189. Oh, we got problems. This is irrelevant because the number 2 car coming to a stop at the side of the track. Championship leader Mikael Schrey. Mechanical problems for the Hofer Racing by Bolt Motorsport BMW. This is a disaster for the driver duo who looked like they were going to have this championship won midway through the season of the point standings, and it's the steering. The front right, you can see the wheel. The steering has gone, or maybe the wheel, something's come broken on it. Whatever it is, it has taken the number 2 car out of the race. Safety car is out to retrieve that car, but it's gonna be 0 points for our championship leaders. If the race finishes now, it's gonna be 25 points going the way of Finn Zulauf and Josef Knott. It will take them up to 8 points clear at the top of the championship. This is like Christmas for Finn Zulauf and Josef Knott. This is the worst nightmare for Mikael Schrey and Gabriel Piana, the driver duo who won the championship back in 2021. Now with car failure, it's not often that you see a breakage on a Hofer Racing by Bolt Motorsport BMW. Maybe there'd been contact, so Kronberg would get the points for 5th place. But first in the trophy, if things finish as they are, and Alain Gabet and Tannoy Neumann would get the points for 2nd place. That would move Max Kronberg 42 points clear of Tannoy Neumann, with 37.5 points available after today. I do believe that that would give the trophy ranking championship to Max Kronberg. Not on the accelerator, going very wide out of 16 into 17. He almost got caught out there. You saw him get out onto that slippery stuff. The back end of the Porsche stepped out. That's given a little bit of a boost to Rafael Rennhofer in towards turn 1. Knopp has just about held that together, going wide into turn 1. Rennhofer to the inside. Remember, Josef Knopp cannot afford to record a DNF in this race. He sees Rennhofer to the inside. He needs to drive with his head, not just with his right foot. The Aston Martin must link through into the lead. Great driving from Rafael Rennhofer. Josef Knopp and Finn Zulauf will still be in the lead of the championship if the race finishes now, but down into that second place. Rafael Rennhofer is a guest driver. Look in the background, Hendrick still to the outside of Seba Somerville, but doesn't make a stick. Drops back Somerville now into the third place, going side by side with Ferdinand Winter. Somerville up into a podium position. So our leader, Rafael Rennhofer, look at them running 3 abreast behind. Somerville's broken clear. Rosam's gone with him as well. In towards Sachs Curva they come. 1, 2, and then a mighty fight for third place on board with Enzo Juliet. And there's problems behind the 91 car of Ferdinand Winter has spun around. He's had contact. He's able to rejoin. But now also in there, the number 8 car, Matis Plushko. And there's a lot of damage to that car, the brand new car. We didn't want to damage that. Worse still, though, they are dropping out of what was a 7th place. Ferdinand Winter was in 6th place. And all that hard work you could see in the pits. Then ADAC MX Motorsport. We just have a quick look here. It was car 9 on the inside of 8, and it was just 3 cars into 1, was never going to go. I actually think ADAC MX Motorsport are quite happy to see this safety car because Josef Knopp, he may want to finish on the top step of the podium. The team don't need him to do that. They need him to finish 2nd because 2nd is maximum points for car 31. And they need this championship lead. Remember, the championship leaders, Gabriel Piana and Mikael Schrey, as we look once again at Ivan Eccleschick, frustratedly going back to the garage. Cars disappearing into all directions to avoid the stricken Wimmer Wirth Motorsport Porsche. But with Piana and Schrey out of their mix, Josef Knopp, once again, Josef Knopp dicing with the championship lead. Now we have a safety car. So cars once again brought back to single file, strictly no overtaking. There's an old saying, safety cars breed safety cars. Well, that is proven out by that. What a frustrating race. Even Eccleschick, that's exactly what he's done, because Hugo Sassa and his co-pilot Rafael Rennhofer are gonna take the win. It'll be a first ever win for Rafael Rennhofer in ADAC GT4 Germany. His best up until now had been a 7th place. Maximum points is gonna go to Josef Knopp and Finn Zulauf. And guess what? All the fans in Jamaica, you can cheer now because car 32 is gonna finish on the podium. ADAC MX Motorsport, they know how to build them there, don't they? It is gonna be a podium, a 3rd place for Senna Somerville and Tommy Gore. That will be incredibly popular. As Wolfgang Dürheimer, chairman of the ADAC Sport Foundation, presents the trophies to our 2 race winners. It's been very quick in the GT4 European. Jürgen Heiker, member of the sport board of ADAC Westfalen, presenting 2nd place. Yes, Hugo and Raphael have been racing in European Series for GT4. Anna Grubeck, head of sports sponsoring BWT, transferring the skills here to GT4 Germany. And Pro Sport Racing, and we will be racing it later tomorrow. It will be at about 20 to 5 local time. It's going to be the last race of the weekend, the last race of the season in the ADAC calendar, as we look at the confirmation of the results once again for this race 11 of the 12 race season in the ADAC GT4 Germany. But if you're a betting person, I really don't know who you should put your money on. It's gonna be either Schrey and Piana or Zulav and Nop. Who knows? It is tomorrow going to be a shootout with just 8 laps between them.